Collins, no matter what.
We signed Malcolm Smith, re-signed Malcolm Smith. We signed Walker. We only lost what? One
B.J.
guy?
Goodson.
B.J. Goodson. No,
Yeah.
and Tay Davis, right? Tay Davis is gone.
Sure.
So we only had one spot to fill,
Yeah.
and we filled it with Walker.
Did we fill it, or did we just fill one just another guy with another just another guy whose teammates like?
I mean,
come on.
I think he's going to be good. I really do. I think that's where we go. I mean, we can go deeper talking draft strategy, but I think our lists are completely different than what do you want to go in the second round then? If you go linebacker in the first, where do you go in the second?
If we're talking need, I'm looking at an edge rusher.
Okay. And so
I'm looking at edge rusher, I'm looking at corner.
Okay. So
one of those two spots.
So just thinking, would you use draft capital to get higher up in the second then? Or would you?
No.
You'd let the draft fall to you. What are you going to get?
I'm letting the draft fall to me.
We got a later second round pick. So who do you think falls that far for you?
I don't care. I don't care.
All right.
The draft needs to fall to us for once in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And this is that draft.
I think for me, the next is corner. And I do care. I do care about what type of corner we get. I really like this kid, Mukuamu, and he's not going to go in the second round. He's not. He's going to be later. He's going to be 5th, 6th. I could see him go undrafted.
So you want to trade up into the first round and get him there?
No. No, I'm saying that if we do go edge rusher in the first round, I think we go corner in the second round because that's just the way I see Barry going with it. But I don't know. I think this kid from Georgia, I forget his name, he looks really good and might be there. I don't know. I think he'll probably go earlier, but Tyson Campbell, is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
So I could see us going there. I know there's been some talk of Newsome. I don't think Newsome falls that far. I don't know. To me, there's a couple kids out of Oregon, but there's one especially, his last name starts with an L, but and it's like
you just like anybody from Oregon, though. This is not fair.
No, I don't even like Oregon, man. I'm an Oregon State guy.
Well, same. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want the best players available. Okay, I want to finally have a draft where the draft falls to us because I think the way this draft could go, it might just work out that way.
Yeah. I think with us re-signing Hodge and Higgins, it doesn't really open it up for a lot of room, at least for a guy to get a whole lot of playing time. But I would say it would tell me a lot more about how we feel about DPJ if we drafted a corner or a wide receiver on day 2. That's what I see.
Well, you know the guy that I want day 2 or day 3, I mean. I'm talking in the 4th round. I want that hybrid. What's his face? Felton from UCLA.
Yeah. Man,
now that's a guy right there. If you kept the wide receiver room as is and drafted that dude, we could get rid of Dearness Johnson, put him in there as our 3rd running back, but also he's a gadget guy. I think that's somebody like if we got him, I would be okay with that wide receiver room.
Yeah. So I want to go, and maybe this is our last one because we've hit an hour. I mean, editing will take it down to I'll get it within an hour. But I do want to talk about next year a little bit. And so just thinking about upgrades and what teams are looking like they're going to be playoff teams or playoff teams again. What would be the best matchups for the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs? And what do you think would be the worst matchups? And so I want to start this conversation out by saying I don't think Pittsburgh gets in again.
Well, I'm not even scared of Pittsburgh.
I don't know if Tennessee gets in again.
I would be shocked. I think what they did this offseason has hurt them severely.
Yeah, and then, thinking about Buffalo, I think Buffalo gets in again. I think Baltimore gets in again. I'm just going to put them in.
I think the Patriots sneak in too.
I don't think so. Let's talk about who's repeating. And I think Kansas City. So that's 4 spots because I'm saying us. So Cleveland, Baltimore, Kansas City, and Buffalo. So you're saying New England's going to
Buffalo will win the East, but they're gonna be a second team in that division. I feel.
So who wins?
I think they are light years better than Miami, even though I know that hurts your heart.
Who's in the South?
Who's in the South? So there's Tennessee, Indy, Houston, and fuck.
Yeah.
I
think
fuck the South.
I think Indy is better.
Indy's I don't like Carson Wentz. I like everything else other than Carson Wentz.
Unless I know that 4th team in the AFC South.
Who's that illustrious, elusive team in the AFC South?
The Jacks.
Whose name we can't. Oh, well, yeah, they're not ready yet.
No, and so I'd say it's Indy.
I do think they're going to be a hell of a lot better, though.
Yeah, I think Indy is a better football team, even with Carson Wentz, than Tennessee and Houston and Jacksonville.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get you. Yeah, I see them winning that division there.
So then we got 1 spot. Who's you're saying New England?
It's either New England or San Diego or the Chargers.
I don't see I mean, maybe.
Let me guess. You're thinking Miami.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think Miami actually. Miami, I didn't see get better in the offseason. I didn't see an improvement, and they've
got a giant question mark now at quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know.
They just signed Will Fuller, which is I think a good addition, but at the same time he's not reliable. They just traded, I mean, it wasn't a big trade for them, but they just traded a 7th round pick for a former first rounder from Tennessee that they ended up just releasing yesterday.
Yeah, I wonder if the Bengals get better next season.
If Burrow's healthy, they will.
I mean, Raiders were in the conversation for playoffs last year. I don't know.
They were, but I don't see.
I didn't see them get a whole lot better, but I also didn't see them lose a whole lot of pieces. I think you're right. Like the Chargers did look good, but they did lose a few pieces. Like, I don't know. To me, it seems like the Bengals added some pieces. They're going to be getting their Burrow back. I feel like there's a potential there. I don't necessarily know if they're going to make it to the playoffs. I do think Bengals will be better than the Steelers next year.
Oh, so you're saying you got the Steelers in 4th place?
I got Steelers in last. Next season.
I got the Bengals in last because I still they haven't really done a lot to address the offensive line, which is their biggest glaring need.
Mm-hmm.
But
again,
let's talk about the top teams in the AFC though, and where you think we match up with them. Because I'll tell you right now, the only team on paper right now that truly scares me is Baltimore.
Are you serious? Okay.
Oh, I'm dead serious. Just because Lamar Jackson, I don't think he's a good quarterback. I do think he's a great running back. Mm-hmm. And having him back there, dropping back, if we don't have anybody because I still can't get over that primetime game we had against them when he left to take a shit and he came back and he ripped our hearts out.
Man, I think next year I would love to beat the Ravens in the playoffs. That's my next big dream is that we.
Oh yeah, and sorry, I'm also scared of Kansas City.
Yeah, and then I want to see the Chiefs again. I want to see the Chiefs again. Like, I want that to be the rivalry in the AFC moving forward. And so having us come back and beat the Chiefs, yeah, and so that's the route I want to see. Now, thinking about it matchup wise, I think it would be absolutely the hardest path to the Super Bowl. I think possibly the Bills might be harder than the Ravens. And I kind of put Chiefs on that top spot. Like, we would have to beat the Chiefs to get into the Super Bowl.
Any team that wants to get to the Super Bowl through the AFC has got to beat the Chiefs. There's just no way around it. They are.
So for me, like, I just don't put Baltimore as the scariest team that I would see. And then just not watching a lot of Buffalo. Buffalo scares me a little bit because, man, the numbers that I see this kid Allen putting up, like, in how, like, and that he is, you know, very elusive. He gets a lot of rushing yards.
No, he is. It's just he's beatable, though.
But so are any of these quarterbacks. I mean,
yeah, no, exactly. It's just I have to give. I know I just called him a running back, but I have to give Lamar Jackson his respect because the guy has completely owned us.
Yeah.
He really has.
So
and until we can prove that we can take him out, he's like, I would even put Baltimore, like, that would be my choice right now. As much as it pains me, I would put them as the favorite to win the NFC North. We got to prove we could beat these guys before we go ahead and put ourselves above them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what you're telling me is an easier path for you would be Bills Chiefs.
Because I think something about, I don't know if Allen has the toughness, the mental toughness in the playoffs to get the job done. And I know people will say, well, you guys got Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield only works when everybody doesn't think he's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. When everything's stacked against Baker and you got no expectations, that's when he comes through for you. He works better with a chip on his shoulder. Yeah. A lot of these guys are front runners. Allen, in my opinion, is a front runner. When it gets tough, when he gets punched in the mouth, he draws a blank. Okay. There's no way.
Could even say that for Mahomes, though. You could easily say that. What happened?
Mahomes was the only thing in that Super Bowl for the Chiefs that was good.
No, I'm just saying that.
Dude, did you see those passes, man? He's completely sideways and he just hucks a ball and somehow it miraculously hits a guy right in the fucking face mask.
But I'm saying the game against us that they should have lost.
Ugh.
Mahomes looked terrible from the start. And I know that he had a foot thing going into the game. And I think it was his drive foot, but I don't know.
Okay, but
he didn't look good against us, even when he was in the game.
Yeah, he didn't look great, but at the same time, it wasn't the full game yet. He left early in the third quarter?
I don't know. I think so, yeah.
So the guy has been, like, if you look at his Super Bowl run the year before, he came from behind in every playoff game in a crazy way.
They were whooping us heading to half.
So I'm just saying, though, I have no doubts in my mind, if you were to say if he's in that game the entire game, that he figures out a way to just snap out of it and throw himself out of it.
Yeah. Do you think the Chiefs would be the hardest AFC championship game for us?
In Arrowhead, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm doing the same thing. So then thinking about the NFC, the NFC. So if we get to the Super Bowl, what's the hardest matchup for us? Would you say it's Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers, Tampa.
Yeah. Would you say it's Tom Brady?
Well, Tampa just completely, like, they didn't add anything, but they didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two teams I'm most worried about is probably Green Bay and San Fran in the NFC. I would kill to freaking transfer to the NFC right now, to be 100% honest with you.
You mean Tampa Bay? Yeah, I think I'd rather see Rodgers in the Super Bowl, but that's tough because the way
he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady ever, let alone in the Super Bowl.
That's